Hi there, my name is Gilbert and I'm an SEO consultant. Today we're going to be looking at the Google Search Console and more specifically how we can use the data being collected in the Search Console to help you identify pages that might need a little bit of an extra boost, either to get you to the first page or to get you higher ranked on that first page, for example. So I'm not going to be showing you how to install the Search Console. There's lots of videos and tutorials about that already. So I'll get right into it. So what we need to do is go to the search analytics part, and if you don't have this for some reason, we need to go to search traffic and search analytics. And what search analytics is doing is collecting all the keyword data. Remember how Google used to strip out the keyword phrases from its data in analytics, and it was hard to figure out what phrases you were ranking for. Well, we get that back in Search Console, and what we'll need to do is just click in impressions and positions, just on this example, and we'll move clicks for now just to make the data simple. And basically you'll see a graph of, it defaults to the last 28 days of the average position and the total impressions. Well, that doesn't really help us as a summary of averages, because if you have a lot of pages and there's so many different keyword phrases that you're ranking for, the average doesn't really get you much information. You can't really do anything with that. So we need to look at the specific search queries here that people are typing into Google. And we'll just go through here and you'll see that a lot of these search queries are pretty much the same idea. So that tells me that most of these are probably landing on the same page. I've written the pages, or you've written the pages, so you know what your blog posts and pages are about. You can usually tell what pages these queries are going to be pointing to, for example. So if we look at this, food that never expires, food that don't expire, food that doesn't expire, foods that never expire, so there's plurals in different places. So all these are queries that get a lot of searches in Google, and I know what page that all these are going to. And if I keep going down, food that doesn't go bad, food that doesn't spoil. So there are a lot of queries for this general idea, and you can see the average positions 5, 4, 4.9, 4.7, in this case 8.5, probably because it's a different word of spoil here, 5.7. So it tells me that this page is ranking very well, and if I would go look at the page, I could check the titles, I can see if there's headings and how many times or how much content is on the page and things like that. In this case, I know my page is fairly well optimized. That's why it's ranking pretty high already at 4 and 5. What I'll need to do in this case is probably not change my page at all, but point and get some more backlinks to that page to try to increase my rank from 4 and 5 to 3 and 2 is probably the best strategy for this page. Now if I take a look at a different one, it says SOTUS method. So if I look at, let's filter this and filter the queries, and I'm going to write SOTUS because I know that's a specific page that shows up. So right now, SOTUS method, there's not that many different queries that this page is showing up on. That we're talking about 5.8 is my best, and then there's 10 and 12 and 10 and 12. So but these are dropping off fairly quickly, as you can see. Again, this page here probably just needs a bunch of more backlinks pointing to it. If I'm already on the first page in spot number 6, on-page optimization probably won't do that much. So some backlinks might work a little bit better. I'm going to reset this so we can see all our queries again. And let's take a look at some pages that are maybe ranking on page number 2 for on the average position. So what I'm going to do is, if we go to position, rank by position. Now this is a little bit odd because we'll get a lot of queries that don't have a lot of impressions, so we have to kind of sort it mentally a bit unless you export all this data to Excel and you can play around with it. But let's take a look. Let's go up to page, the second page of Google, around 10, 11. So let's take a look at this here. So I have chances of getting hit by a tornado, percent chance of house fire, odds of dying in a hurricane, and take a look at ones that have a little bit more traffic here. And we'll go back up to here again, burning house. So I know I have a page about chances of disasters happening, chances of bad things happening in your life. So I have a page that has all kinds of statistics on that. So I can easily see by the queries that these are going to that page. So I can see that this page probably needs a little bit more optimization to get to that first page here. And so basically what we're doing is we're just looking through the data and getting an idea of what we need to do, and it gives us some insight about what we can do and what pages are just almost there, ones that are just barely gonna like really get a lot of traffic, but they're just not quite. So we need to look at that and optimize the page, maybe get backlinks and things like that. So the last thing I'll show you is we could just take a look. Let's say your site is kind of going down and you have lots of pages, you just don't really know exactly why you're losing rankings and traffic. So what we can do is just go here and we can hit compare date ranges. So let's compare the last 28 days to this past 28 days. So we could take a look here and it gives us a lot more data to look at, and this is just the average. So let's go back to queries here, and we could still have the compare date ranges, which is this way, and we'll take a look. And so it gives us 2 extra rows. So the impressions for this month, the impressions for last month, the average position for this month, average position for last month. So you'll see the previous month we were at 9 and now we're at almost 6. So a lot better here. Pretty much the same, pretty much the same, pretty much the same. So we'll go look, see which ones are getting better and which ones are getting worse. So we can see this one got a little bit better, for example. This one is still pretty high at average 62 and 43, but it dropped 20 ranks right there, and about the same number of keyword phrases, searches. Let's take a look to see if there's one a little bit more dramatic here. So this one dropped from the 9th page of Google to the 5th page of Google, and I could see that it's the same page, the food grade water containers. And if I go here, where was that one? It was here, a food grade water store. So I could see how it's getting improved over time. Now I know I didn't even do anything with that page, but I can take a look at that page and try to improve it to see if I can capture some more of, get it a little bit lower, maybe page 3, 2, 1 eventually. So this is the kind of thing that we need to look at and see what pages of your site are getting traffic, what are the most searched after, what are getting the most impressions. It also gives you ideas of what other headings we can put and other variations of keywords to put within a page. There's lots of ideas that we can get from this Search Console analytic data. So I really encourage you to take a look if you want to improve your blog and improve your websites. Take a look at this data and sort through it and see what kind of ideas you can get to help you optimize and improve your site. So hopefully this has helped you. If you have any questions, over time things change. So right now this is the end of 2017, and in a year from now or 2 years from now the video will still be up, but it might change everything. So let me know in the comments if things are not where they should be according to this video, and I will come back and I'll try to see if I can update things for you. So thank you very much for watching, and like, subscribe, and definitely leave comments and let me know, give me feedback. That's how I can interact with you better. All right, have a good day.